What up, y'all? Welcome back to IJS Sports. Today is Monday, and you've seen the title. We're going to talk about playoffs and the NFL draft. But before we get into that, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell your people to holler at me, because I'm out here. All right? So let's get into it, man. The playoffs. Playoffs are set. It's a little bit bittersweet because it means the NFL regular season is over. So it's not as many games. Some teams are eliminated. So you won't see them again till next year. But the playoffs are here, and this is what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting to see who's the cream of the crop, who's the best of the best. Now we here. Let's get into it. So we got some great matchups this weekend. We got games like the Dolphins at the Chiefs. We got the Browns at the Texans. We got Green Bay at Dallas. We got the Rams at the Lions. Gonna be some good matchups, man, but that's not really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about playoff seeding and how much it fucking sucks. Okay, if you probably know where I'm going with this. So I'm not personally a fan of division winners automatically getting a home game. I'm not a fan of it. Never have been a fan of it. I think the first time it actually caught my attention was back in 2013 when the then Washington Redskins got a home game against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, at the time, the Redskins won 10 games that season, which is okay, but obviously their division wasn't that good. You know, to win a division with 10 wins is, you just kind of okay. But the Seahawks won. They didn't win a division, but they won 12 games. So why are we putting so much credence to a division winner? I never understood that. And you know, going on and on, you kind of see it more, like you've been seeing it more and more as of late, but the competition committee has never even brought it up in these owners meetings, in different meetings that they have in the summer. So that's something I would feel like should be changed, because there's no reason why. Because even this year you have a couple of examples. You have Philadelphia has to travel to where do they have to go? They have to go to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have 9 wins. Philly has 11. Why is Philly the away team? It doesn't make sense. Instead of rewarding winners, you are punishing winners because their division is they play in a good division. But you are rewarding losers because they're getting a home game based off circumstance and location. It doesn't make sense to me. So because your division is having a down year, you should still get a playoff home game? That don't make sense. Now, initially I was like, nah, just take the best 7 teams and whatever their record is, figure it out by that. Forget the division, all that stuff. I don't care about that. But now it's like, okay, you want to keep the divisions relevant. So I do understand it. You want to keep relevance of divisions. Because if you do it like I wanted it, like I suggested it, then the division no longer matters. However, I'm willing to meet you halfway. If you're a division winner, if you win your division, you get a guaranteed playoff spot. That's it. It don't guarantee you a home game. It guarantees you a playoff spot. And the reason this makes sense to me is because it keeps the division important, keeps the importance of the division, but it also rewards winning, and it acknowledges winning. So even though you make it as a division winner, it doesn't guarantee you a home game. If somebody has a better record than you, that was a wild card, guess what? That wild card gets that home game because they've been a better team. They played in a harder division and they have a better record. So they are actually a better team. They perform better than you have, and it promotes GMs and front offices to make moves, to make good roster moves. Because there's no reason why the Browns should be traveling to Houston. There's no reason, and it also kind of makes you play to the end or whatever, because teams aren't locked up into these positions where the last week of the season you get a lot of teams that sit players out, like the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Browns, so on and so forth. There's a lot of teams that sat players out this weekend, and it just wasn't a good game because they were locked into position. Now, if you telling me, hey, the Chiefs not locked in the number 3 spot, they could go to the number 2 spot, and they might have a better matchup. You think that Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and those guys would have been sitting down? No, they probably would have played. You know what I'm saying? Even though they won yesterday, they still probably would have played because it's like, okay, well, I have an opportunity. I plan for something. Whereas in the last week, there's so many teams that still not playing for nothing. And if you want to keep going with the reeling people in for the whole 18-week season, you got to make some changes, man. So this is one of them. This is my opinion, man. Let me know what you guys think. Should the playoffs be kind of tweaked a little bit where division winners don't necessarily get a home game, or do you like it as it is? You know, let me know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fan of it because it doesn't reward winning. It doesn't acknowledge winning. It just acknowledges, hey, man, you were good. It just acknowledges divisions, and divisions are up and down every season, you know, except the AFC North seems to be good every year. The NFC East tends to have a couple every year. But other than that, it's just hit or miss. So let me know what you guys think. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell your people to holler at me because I'm out here. What up, y'all? Welcome back. Now, the next topic I got is the 2024 NFL Draft. Now, it's going to be a good one. The excitement, the anticipation is already there because the one team at the top is holding that one domino, a very important domino that's going to knock out the rest of the board, because we don't know what they're going to do. There's a wild card. We don't know what the Chicago Bears are going to do with that number 1 pick. But let me run down the rest of the top 10 draft order. We got the Washington Commanders at 2. We got the New England Patriots at 3. Cardinals at 4. Los Angeles Chargers at 5. New York Giants at 6. Tennessee Titans at 7. Atlanta Falcons at 8. Then you got the Chicago Bears with their own pick at 9. And then to round out the top 10, you got the New York Jets. Now, there's some quarterback needy teams in this top 10. And there's like 3 or 4 quarterbacks that I can definitely see going in the top 10, top 15. Caleb Williams, obviously, hands down the number one quarterback off the board, probably. Then you got Drake May from North Carolina. You got Jaden Daniels out of LSU. You also got Michael Penix. You got JJ McCarthy. Like you got some quarterbacks that possibly are going to go in the top 10, top 15, and a couple of them may end up being overdrafted. Now, for your quarterback needy teams, obviously you got the Washington Commanders, you got the New England Patriots, and then you have the Atlanta Falcons down there at 8. Now, Washington and New England are pretty good positions in case Chicago does want to trade out of that number 1 spot, because they're kind of right there, so they don't have to give up as much of a package because the Chicago Bears will only be dropping 1 or 2 slots. But if you're talking about the Atlanta Falcons, they're going to have to get creative in their pitch, because if Chicago trades out of that number 1 pick, I'm not sure they want to go all the way down to 8 because they still want to have the ability to get a top tier receiver. And Marvin Harrison Jr. is that guy. Let's just keep it a buck. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the number 1 overall talent on the board. But obviously we know teams don't like to draft wide receivers at number 1. They kind of devalue them, but we've seen we've seen the value of receivers this season. And so I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to go high. He's going to go in the top 5. But that's what I was saying. Like, I think Atlanta, they might be out of that running for the trade to get up to number 1, just because Chicago has the number 9 pick. So between 8 and 9, it's not really that much of a difference. And I don't know if they want to go that low. The Cardinals don't have a need. The Chargers don't have a need. The Giants may have a need, depending on what they do with Daniel Jones. But I don't see them moving off Daniel Jones because he got injured. So they probably give him a mulligan. So this draft is going to be interesting. This draft is going to be real interesting. I see some edge rushers going off in the first 10 picks. I see some offensive line going off in the first 10 picks. Definitely maybe 3 or 4 quarterbacks. We'll see what happens. It'll be some reaches out there, but let me know what you guys think, man. Do you think Chicago should keep that number 1 pick and draft whoever? Do you think they should get rid of Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams? Do you think they should move down and keep Justin Fields and build around him? Get Marvin Harrison Jr. or another skill position and just keep it going like that. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell your people to holler at me because I'm out here and I'm on the road to 1,000 subs, man. I'm trying to get 1,000 subs, man. Tell your people to holler at me, man. If you're seeing this, hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. I'm out here. I'm going to hit you in the head with some content, man. I'm all about sports. I love sports. NFL, NBA, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. Peace.